So on this version, part 6, I think it's part 6, yeah, we're going to go over some negotiators and stuff. We're finally getting into the gear sets. We will be doing brand sets and other things later on, but I want to talk about negotiators because negotiators is all over the place. There's builds where they use Petrov gloves, they use Overlord knee pads, they use Coyote's mask, they use the negotiators backpack, they use a different type of backpack, and everybody keeps saying, well, this one here is better, this one here is better. So we're going to go over multiple versions of the ones that we've seen, and some of them, again, they're not bad, but when you want to call it the best, we got to prove which one actually is the best. So let's go into this video. So first off, I'm using the focus chest piece, and we're going to use the backpack because we got multiple ads and other ones that we're going to hit. So because of that, we're going to use the Fox's Prayer as well. Now, we will be trading out, like I said, between the negotiators holster or knee pads. We'll put on, say, like this Grupo right here to get the extra damage, vigilance. We'll even trade out this right here for, say, this version, so we get the extra crit chance, and see if the Araldi's versus the other one gives us better focus damage. We'll even use the Coyote's mask to see if that gives us better damage or not on this style of build. So we're going to go through multiple versions of negotiators that we've seen and so on. Now, again, focused, it depends on what talent you're going to use and what weapon you're going to use and whatever specialist you plan on using. So it doesn't really matter. You can technically use whatever you want on this, but we're just trying to find out which setup would give us the most damage, and then we could go and say put whatever talent we wanted onto the chest piece, or talent on the backpack, or knee pads, or anything, like putting whatever weapon of these right here. We can even put the Kingbreaker if we wanted to, if we wanted to use this in the spotter version, or like I'm going to test it with the headshot damage and see what that does. So again, different styles, different builds, different anything, but we're going to see which part of the negotiators gives us the best damage. So first things first, I've got to get all these stacks for the negotiators grain flock, as you see down here on the bottom. So once we get the full stacks, then we can actually test it, because that way we're not getting any kind of difference in the crit damage, because that will give us extra crit damage for having the 4 pieces. So currently right now I'm using the Araldi's chest piece, and we'll be testing it out later to see if this Seska with focus also gives us more. But as you saw those damage numbers at the end, we can just go by that and see what it was. So I'll just throw this video in and just trade out the Seska and see what the damage difference is. And you see we can crit easier to hit those other targets, hitting multiple targets with the backpack, which makes the Seska honestly a lot better, because as I was actually shooting, it wasn't proccing because we were missing that extra crit chance. So this, I'm crit every bullet almost. Like you see it tags it, shoot, oh, that one's tagged, shoot the next one, it's tagged, and so on. So having a Seska on here is a lot better than having the Araldi's. So that's a good note. So we want to keep the Seska going. So the Seska, even though it hits a little bit less, we're also seeing easier crits, so that's not a bad setup. So as you can see, we're sitting at 58 and 167, plus the extra crit damage from the build itself. So now we're using a different one where we've traded off the backpack, and we put the group, or a piece of Grupo on with vigilance to see if that's going to help us out and see higher numbers, as well as are we able to kill these ads when we tag multiple ones faster. You can see I'm 4-4, so we're definitely hitting higher, but we're also not able to crit and kill them as easily. We have to crit and hit another one, and so on and so forth. So you can see not critting as easily, but we can at times, and then it takes a few extra shots to take them down, even with the vigilance. So if you're hitting multiple targets, the vigilance is not the way to go, the negotiators. But if you're going against a solo NPC or player, definitely put the vigilance on. So in comparison, we can definitely get more damage out of the vigilance for sure But if we're going to hit, like I said, multiple targets to hit them all the way down faster, we would want this Negotiators backpack, because we're getting an extra 40% more to all of them, to where it's 100% of the damage that you shoot from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. So definitely the backpack. So now we're going to test the Coyote's mask piece, and we'll see what that does set up like this. So now that we've got everything set up properly in the shooting range, we're going to see what we can get for damage first on the close-up target, so we can get the extra crit damage and see what that looks like first. And come on, give me that good boomerang. Guess it's just hitting for 3-2. Okay. Alright, well, we'll test Seska then. So, 32 on a solo target. So now we got the extra crit chance from far away. So it's still 32-2. That's without the vigilance. So we were definitely seeing higher with something else, but the problem is we wouldn't be able to use the chest piece, because the chest piece just gives us 5 targets to hit versus the vigilance. So having it set like this allows us to hit multiple targets at far range to give our teammates the crit chance, the crit damage, or give them just the crit damage alone, you know, or just the crit chance alone. So, I mean, oh, there's a 3.8, so we can definitely hit 3.8. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, it's a little bit of loss of crit damage. So we could probably see 3.9 with that extra crit damage, because we're missing, like, I think 15%, because we got 10 and 10 going right now. So, I mean, not bad. But still, the other version was stronger, using the Overlord knee pads. So, now let's show the Kingbreaker. So we're 9.942950. And that's not bad. Do some individual shots. 9.4, 9.42, 9.50. So yeah, that's not bad for the Kingbreaker. So let's see about tagging multiple targets. Oh yeah, 1.1 mil on a headshot. That's not bad. And that's with the Coyote's mask. So again, not bad for hitting multiple targets, especially up close. That would be great. So let's see what was that, mid-range 15 on a player, because people are using this in the PvP and saying this is pretty good. So let's see, 9.50, yeah, 9.50. Took him down about 10 bullets, give or take. So another thing is, someone said try accuracy. Let's see what this does versus stability. Alright, we got our focus coming back. Alright, there it is. Oh, that's worse. And that's just pulling down the trigger, not really trying to hold it into place. But we're still hitting for 1.1 in the headshot. So we go back to the stability to turn this thing into an almost laser beam. Let's see what we get. Oh yeah, look at that. The bullet gripping is way better. Now, there is still some kick, but it's still a lot more tighter. So after those tests, the best version you're going to see is going to be the Fox's prayers, or the Fox's knee pads, and whatever you want on your chest piece. Now, if you want a crit to where it always guarantees that, definitely go for the Seska. But if you're also going to be landing long range shots to give your teammates, say with the Coyotes mask for PvP type stuff, you definitely want to use a Grupo chest piece, and so on. Now, again, those are the different ones. This one here, I'll let y'all choose, but truly the highest damage output you're going to see is using the Negotiators backpack, a Seska or Grupo chest piece with whatever talent you prefer, and then the Fox's knee pads, because you can get the multiplicative out of that, which helps out the crit damage that you get. So definitely give that one a try, and you might see better results. But again, that's also for shooting multiple targets. So if you're going to be shooting one target, you definitely want the Vigilance backpack or something of that gives you damage on your backpack.